Today's episode is going to be a heavy one. This is the case of Anton, a man who we believe decided to sadly take his own life over 40 years ago.
Now to a disturbing trend. Health experts report an alarming increase in elderly men taking their own lives.
According to a new CDC report, it's the senior population that has seen the biggest increase nationwide.
Statistics show people 65 years and older account for 16% of all in the U.S.
The date is March 5th, 1983. He dropped off a bag full of money at his wife's nursing home and drove off, never to be seen again.
She said, if you look by there, you will find his car.
He could have driven right up to the edge. That a person could just drive right out to it and go right over the side if they wanted.
Because that kind of looks like I might have a car upside down right there. Oh, sorry. Oh, we're going backwards now. We're not going the right way.
Can you see a wiring harness that runs to the top of that tank?
I see the inlet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so question for you.
Yeah.
We got the skills to drop this. We could see if they have a fuel pump by chance for this.
We cannot drop a tank that has 70 gallons of fuel in it.
It doesn't.
Huh?
It doesn't have 70.
60? Still 4.
50, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever installed a fuel tank with fuel in it, Jared?
Nope, never have.
What if it's a bad fuel pump relay?
Yeah.
Yeah? What is it? My mom always says, try the cheap and free stuff first.
I have another person I can call. You want me to give them a call and see if they come out and help?
Yeah, if they're available, that'd be
Okay.
amazing. Hello.
Hello.
Hi
Hey,
there.
this is Josh.
Hey, Josh, Jared. So what we...
So let me get a hold of my service writer and have him talk to you.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Josh says he watched your guys' videos.
Oh, nice.
He goes, I know who they are. And I was like, okay.
Hi, this is Brad. Sorry about the wait.
Hey, no worries. Appreciate you jumping on the call with me. It is firing, and that's where we're at in the process.
I will give you one piece of advice. Sometimes you can crawl underneath if the contacts inside aren't quite making contact, banging on it. Sometimes you can get it to, like I say, get one last run out of it, but don't shut it off.
I swapped 2 relays that were the same.
Okay.
And I think one of them was the fuel pump relay.
Okay.
So let's see if anything happens with that.
It's just the relay then.
Just a relay then. Look at the cheap stuff first. Thanks, Mom.
That's it. We're back in business. Why did the mechanics not say check the relay?
They're not as smart as math.
Bye. All right, Jared, try it. Oh, try the horn.
What did you do?
Close the hood.
It stopped.
Yeah.
Close the hood. Why?
Maybe we're not fixed. I don't know.
I guess we have to get it started and leave the hood open.
Yeah, we gotta drive with the hood open, Matt.
Okay, now try it.
Put the battery relay back in and it just fired once or what?
Remember, I didn't know what was what. So I just put a new relay in and I could have put it in the horn relay spot.
This is where I want the Muppets theme song now to start playing. On the road again? No, that's a different one. Do 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 do. Moving, rolling right along. Do do. Right, play that for us.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
I need boots, I need that. Well, actually, let's go talk to them first. Well, we're still running, so that's good news.
This my Jack he's familiar with
how are
this
you?
river.
Jack, how are you? I'm Jared.
Jack Williams.
Pleasure to meet you.
Jerry?
Jared.
Jared.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
You family or family friend?
Friends.
And
And we're
Patty,
almost
Glenda's
family.
sister, and I live about 9 minutes away in Sile.
Pleasure to meet you. First of all, somebody called in and paid for our breakfast. Was that you?
Yeah, that was her.
Thank you very much. So I appreciate that. Well, perfect. So we're coming into the case of your grandfather. Now, you reached out about a year ago to me or more, and you're like, hey, we have a grandpa. How do you say your last name? His last name?
Zerflu.
Zerflu, and that's from Switzerland.
Yep.
So bring us into the story. So, 77 years old. Your grandmother is terminally ill.
Yeah, one day he left a bunch of money at the hospital and disappeared.
Okay.
Nobody knew where he went. They said that, I guess my uncle, he took care of like the house and that, and he said that he left all the house lights on. And this is just by reading that article that everybody else probably read about him.
Yeah. Said left passports, left bank bills, and whatever else that the important documents was clearly left out.
I don't really know. I know there was some kind of little feud going on with my family, but I don't know because I wasn't there when it was going on. And then I got a hold of the psychic that said, "Hey, check out down here." And
so here's the thing with our psychics. To date, here's what I've told. We've had a lot reach out through the years.
Yeah.
I said, listen. I said, if you're really good at your job, I said, and you're so positive about it, I said, you put down a $5,000 deposit. I'll go check on it for you. And if you're right, I said, I'll double your money. I'll give you 10 grand back. I said, and I'll use you on every case moving forward. Now, to date, none of them take me up on the offer except for one. So she's like, if I could, I 100% would. And she almost had me convinced and talked into it. I'm like, if she's that convinced, but I never did follow up with her on that one.
Well, I'm hoping that you find him here.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with the psychics. I haven't found one that works yet, but I'm still open to it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so your psychic says there's
she said that there was a pile of cars on the river here. And she said if you look by there, you will find his car. And I thought, okay, I don't know of any cars piled up along the Santiam, so I posted something on the state and Facebook page. And a guy, actually, it was probably in his 40s, he said, yeah, there's a pile of cars, and he said right where they were, and so, but they're like on a real sharp corner down here. But the psychic said he wasn't in the pile of cars. He was by the pile.
So back in the day, they would use cars as river for the river banks. Yeah, and your gentleman there, the screenshot that you sent me, he wasn't indicating between the boat ramp and that sharp bend. He was indicating from the sharp bend down is what he had flagged on his notes there.
To tell you the truth, I don't know where he went. He wasn't a fisherman, but I know he did Sunday outings with his wife. And I'm not sure where he went. So, I mean, that's Sunday drives.
And the thing is, this river has been moving back and forth. So you'll find that the area we were looking at, it may have moved back and forth. Who knows? And whether the
buried, unburied, yeah.
Exactly.
And then you have a niece that reached out to us as well, Ruth.
Ruth? She knows. I texted her this morning. I asked her last night about the lake that she was talking about. And she said, oh, it was just a family friend was talking about they used to go to this lake, but she doesn't remember the name of it.
Okay, and she wasn't even born yet, was she? Because she said great grandpa.
Yeah, she wasn't. My daughter was born, but she wasn't.
So what was your relationship with Grandma and Grandpa back in the day? Like, how old were you when he went missing? And
when he went missing, I was, I probably was in about 21. My dad and their family is sort of like the McCoys and Hatfields or whatever.
Okay.
And so we weren't allowed to go. We would sneak up to our grandparents' house to visit.
Okay.
Because the family had I don't know what it was, like the Family Feud or something.
Right.
But we all lived on the same road. So I didn't get to do a lot of things with my grandpa, but, he's still family.
Right.
So.
And you said sisters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us kids, and we got along with everybody else fine. It was more the adults.
Okay.
So it wasn't
Sneak
kids.
off and see the cousins, basically.
Right.
A lot of times.
Your dad's truck coming home, run home.
So we're looking for a 1979 Chevy Capri.
It's not a very big car.
Well, the 79 was a bigger, boxier car.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So yeah, you're dealing almost like the Cadillacs back in the day.
Okay.
And so with that, it's not going to go too far. So if he used this boat ramp, it's going to be no more than really the island here. He's going to be in this hole here, if we have a hole here. A lot of the vehicles, you know, they'll hold up good for about the first 30 years, and then after that, they really start to become Swiss cheese. I have a car that matches his description. That's actually up at the Tualatin boat ramp. But unless you're like, hey, yeah, Jared, we have connection and we have family in Tualatin, then I would be interested in going back and checking that vehicle for sure. After this amount of time, you really can't tell what the colors are. There was no human remains left inside. You know, the water, the rushing water and stuff through the years has really come through, and it cleans out. License plates are gone. After about 20, 25 years, the license plates are pretty much gone at that point. They're also going to be in such shape that most likely you wouldn't be able to even pull it out of the river. You know, you'll get a frame out, but that's about it. But can we identify where did Grandpa end up? And most likely, if we do find the vehicle, there's not going to be anything left in there because of the floods that have come through for all these years with the rocks and the sand pelting it. Basically, it's sand blasted. But if we can at least solve the mystery as to what happened to Grandpa, then
Yeah, where he went. It wasn't too far from home.
yeah, we'll be able to give you that answer. So that's what we'll focus on today. So we may or may not be coming back up to this boat ramp.
Okay.
So depending on if we go through any shallow parts or if the current's too strong for us to push back up through it.
Okay.
So and then there's a boat ramp, green something about 5 miles down.
If you are just drifting that way, you got a 5-hour trip. So if you want to come back here if you can.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, we're gonna scan right here, and then we'll, if we don't find anything here, then we'll start heading down. Yeah, we're at 26 feet deep right here already. Now we're up to 5 feet. So let's come back up into this hole and check that out. No car on the hole though, I can see. All right, just a big tree. All right, we'll see you around the corner. Yeah, now the question is, will we be able to get back upstream, Cabe? So far, so good. I'll look for the next deep hole. Right here, it's only 3 feet. I'll put the live down once we hit a deeper hole again. Gotta watch out for things like this. Whitewater rafting. All right, so with the water level that comes down, he said it'll be another 3 feet that it drops. So holes like this would be all right. We're at 7 feet. 4 foot's too short, 5 is too short. And then that side will be more shallow for that side of the bend. Gotta pay attention, kid. That's what we're going to be interested in, way downriver, see where it's more of a cliff, and that's what a old wise guy would be looking for somebody that was going to do this. And, you know, and all I can do is speculate with theory. You know, like if I'm getting older and I know that my wife is terminally ill, you know, is this a, you know, act of there's no way I can see my wife pass away, and I know that she's going to be passing away soon, and so let me make sure that everything is in order for the rest of my family by making sure that I leave money for my daughter and it's dropped off for her, and the, you know, for my son, that he's going to be, I know he's coming over to always check on me, so I want to make sure that he knows where everything is at. And I could see myself being that old guy, for sure, 100%. I don't think water is the way I would do it. And I don't want to talk about, you know, bad things like this, but, you know, they were married for 50 years. And 50 years is a long time to be married and have to face the end, which the statistics out there, you know, we all hear about the statistics of the veterans of the 22 per day, which it sounds like it's up to 44 per day, but the senior rates for deciding to check out on their own is actually higher. Oh no, is actually higher than the veteran rate. Now per capita, the veterans are higher than the seniors, but for numbers wise, seniors are higher daily than veterans are. Yeah, no, so off this wall is where I would expect down at this bend where our deep hole's gonna be. Something big right there, big root ball of a tree. All right, so we have something here on the right. Let's go rescan that upriver. All right, so that's a tree there. See that on live. Well, no, hold on, wait a minute. Look at it, some different angles. Yeah, okay, that's tree. See the root ball on that one for that one. That's root ball, that's tree. Yeah, rocks and trees. See, I can see through there, like 3 fingers. All right, there's my next target. Rock. It's on my left over here. Let's go focus on that. Those are not wheels. It's right about off of that. So we'll come back to that in a second, because that kind of looks like I might have a car upside down right there, but I can't quite tell. So we'll come back to that. And this, I'm interested in that right there, but I think that's just the lay of the land also. All right, so everything is right there in that area. Let's see if I have anything else that was up here. Okay, that one is rock, rock, rock. That's a rock, that's a rock. That's a 7-foot rock coming up on us. Yeah, solid rock, that's not it at all. You can see it on side scan. Really good now at this angle. So that rules those out. So now let's go down below those and come back up also. Then I'm going to do one more thing, is we're going to run the side and the down, come in close to that wall and make sure it hasn't been pushed up against the wall there, Cade. See, this one looks like a car here, but it's only 10 feet wide. Oh, sorry. All right, I am 100% confident in this area. Let's take it downriver from here. All right, before we go through that stretch of river there, let's pull off on the bank and look at the map and see if we do have anything else. Okay, maps. So we started here, we went down to this bend. So this bend is where all the those rocks were at that we were hoping to have something. And then the fisherman marked this entire stretch here, and he actually marked the stretch down to here for us. So I would say let's finish running that stretch since he marked it, and then there was nothing after that. The big test is going to be this first set of rapids for us to get through. If we can make it through that, then we should be able to make it all the way up. If we can't make it through that, then Then we have a 2-hour ride down to the next boat ramp. Oh, that's where we get in trouble. Hey, look at shore, barely moving. Not bad for a 5 horsepower. Oh, we're going backwards now. We're not going the right way. Come on, come on. Oh yeah. We moved. I want to hit that little softer spot there. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're moving up. Oh, no, no, no. Scary. Wow, she's tired on that one. A lot of rocks, a lot of big rocks, but no cars in there. Where the big bend is at with the cliff wall, I had like 3 or 4 targets there. But yeah, the more we went over them, we were able to identify that each of them, it was either a tree logs with the root balls or big rocks is what they were. So unfortunately, not in this section of the river. So that leaves us looking more. And so let's, we'll get the boat put up and away, and then we'll pull up our map and let's talk about some of these other locations.
Was it pretty rough?
It was pretty. Okay, so what I have is based on the information that you gave me and other people have given me. I had the home was over here, and then what I do from there is then I put a 5-mile radius. I said, all right, within the 5-mile radius, what do we have for potential bodies of water that we need to look? I don't have anything right now that was of interest to me. I also had 2 different work locations. One was at like the timber place, and the other one was a family business in town in Scio. And so I put those on the map.
My dad's shop?
I don't know.
He never really, I don't think,
I don't
I
know.
only knew that he worked at the
Lule's logging.
The Lule logging, and
Well, that's where he got his.
So Lule was over here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you'd also, or somebody had mentioned that he went over to Jordan to the church. There's 2 churches. I didn't know which church it was, so I just put Jordan for 3 to 4 times weekly. He would go to the church. And then your grandma was up in Sublimity, and people call it a hospital, but I guess it was just a nursing home.
I think it's a care facility somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
And then, so then we start breaking it down. So outside of the 15-mile radius, outside the 5-mile radius, then what do we have? Well, if we come into here, and let me just grab a, we'll put a new range ring on here, 10 and 15.
Well, if he dropped money off and then left, he would be.
Well, he had a plan, right?
He had a big plan, whatever his plan was. All right, so he leaves from home, where he leaves everything behind for your brother, or his son. And is his son, is this your dad or is this somebody else?
This is my uncle.
Your uncle, okay. And all of the uncles and aunts are now have passed away except for one.
No, there's 2.
Two
Sisters.
2 sisters are still okay.
There's only girls.
Yeah, so he makes the drive just over, 7 to 10 miles.
Yeah.
And then between that would be the boat. So where we're at right now is we're at the boat ramp here. And then we ended up checking this location here. And so we checked all this down through here. So then what that leaves us with is the ramp all the way down in Jefferson, which is, I don't feel like Jefferson is in play because now you're going down to town. Outside of his normal area that he lived and worked and did everything, as well as where Grandma was at. Then that leaves us with this boat ramp here that Jack was talking about, which when you look at it was shallow on the map. And same thing with this one, because the further you go upriver, the more shallow it gets as the further upriver we go. So for that reason, I'm not really sold on either one of these 2 being good ramps for us. And then I have to start breaking it down. So, you have the Foster Lake in play down here. You have the Peter Lake or Pete's Lake down here. but that's a lot further to the south outside of it, whereas I feel like this is home, this is the main road, this is the main highway closer to home, and that's why I'm interested in this lake up here that we were talking about that was below Detroit Lake that has been drained down. But this one never gets drained down because Detroit feeds into this one, and this one stays full all the time. I've never seen this one down at all. It's always been the same level through all the years. So I'm gonna head up there then, and like I said, we're gonna put in there and we'll do a scan in there, and I'll let you know what we find on that one. Because you said you're not heading up there with us?
No, I probably won't be heading up that way.
Okay. All right, well, let's treat that as our game plan for today, and then I would really love to gather more information. If Ruth comes back and says, yo, yeah, our family went to Foster all the time to this location, or let's see what information Ruth might have that we can come back later on, look at Foster or the other one as possibilities.
Is there any lakes up on Snow Peak? That's more towards, my brother mentioned something about, is there anything up there?
Prairie Lake?
Indian Prairie Lake.
Indian.
I don't even know if that was just the name.
That's a fishing, people take their boats up and go fishing.
Yeah, it's not very
And I don't even think
big.
there's a ramp there. I think you have to go off the bank.
There's a gate though on it.
Yeah, now there's a gate, so.
But in '83 there wasn't a gate.
No, I don't
Probably
doubt
not.
if there wasn't.
And there's just the one entrance that looks like
Yeah.
that's next to it. So yeah, it doesn't look like you're getting into it anywhere else other than right
I
there.
want to say that's really deep though.
Yeah, well, let me.
And that's real close to his house.
Well, that's not real, but you gotta drive way up in the
I know,
mountains.
but it's just on the backside of his house, basically, because it's on Snow Peak.
And that's sort of hard to find, too.
We used to ride motorcycles up there.
All right, well, let's put that on our map so that way we just have it identified. Okay, well, let's, like you said, let me head up to this one. I'll report back to you, and then if we don't find them at this one, then let's start brainstorming, with tips that we might get with your family, with Ruth. Are these lakes in play? Where else might be in play that, hey, Grandpa always went here?
And I know their Sunday drives were about 2 hours. Because I remember when I was a kid, them coming back and forth on the road. Because they drove right in front of our house, so.
Yeah, and then we break it down. Is a Sunday drive at 25 to 35 miles an hour, or does Grandpa pedal the metal and we're going to go for a drive and then we're at 70 and in the Capri? Okay, well, we'll treat that as our next stop, and then I think we're gonna be, I don't know if we're gonna have service there. I might get some service in Detroit, so I'll text you at least when we get to Detroit and let you know if anything. One step at a time, we just keep knocking these out, and at least, we're able to say, when you come down here now, you're like, okay, Grandpa's not there. So, well, it's been nice meeting you, and like I said, let's touch base later today, and I'll see if I can get service in Detroit and see what we can do to bring Grandpa home.
All right.
Good luck on your drive.
All right, thank you. We'll chat soon. Woo, it still starts. Scan this entire area along the road right here. The guardrail was not always a thing, especially back in the 80s. Oh, here, no, look, we can do it. So it says, boaters may use the ramp to launch small boats if they can be carried to the water. So we are good to go.
Got the perfect boat for that.
I just happen to have the boat for that.
Okay.
We should get people for this part, so we never have to do it.
All right, I need a break. I want to swap sides.
Yeah, people that don't want breaks. We should get those type of people.
Definitely ate too much this trip. I gotta let this thing out all the way.
33 feet deep already. That's insane. Water is nice and clear though. I would love to find a car and dive in here today.
So what was that we went by on the right there? Is that rock structure or a stump?
Right there. That's a rock structure. And then looks like right here is the gate for the dam, and then there's a sign coming up. I think that says restricted. We can't go past the bridge here. Well, hi there, Glenda.
Hi.
Hi there. So we have this entire lake over here scanned, and it's about 35, 40 feet next to the road and gets down to 70 in the middle. And yeah, just nothing that indicates that there's any vehicles in here. So that checks off this lake. So like I said, you know, we spoke about earlier, you know, let's continue to tap the family and the other side of the family, and let's see if we can get any answers as to any potential lakes or bodies of water that Grandpa might have gone to.
Okay, I'll know. My sister and I was talking about that. Remember that one place? It was called Indian Prairie, I think.
Yep.
Prairie Lake.
Yep.
I remember my brother was talking about that, about the key. He was saying something about you need a key to get in it.
Okay.
And so I was going to see if there's, I was going to try to talk around and see if I could, you know, find somebody if they knew any more information about my grandpa, or I was going to see if there's any way we get a key or something to get into that place.
Okay, yeah, and let me, I'll do some research tonight when I'm back also. I've got I'll find out who the property owner is on it and see, and give you that information.
All right.
All right, well, sounds good. It was nice meeting you, and yeah, let's continue the mystery of where Grandpa's at, and let's see if we can solve this one.
All right, well, thank you so much for all your time.
You're welcome. We'll chat later.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye.